All right, waiting for the machine to fire up, and there it is. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It's Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. It's 7:32 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. All right, Bitcoin is rocking today. With that said, let's look at Tether into Bitcoin. 3.92 billion Tether into Bitcoin this morning. That's rocking. The last 24 hours, I should say. Rocking Tether into Ethereum at 3.73 billion. That is amazing. So, definitely leading the pack is Ethereum and Bitcoin are getting massive Tether inflow. And I like seeing Ethereum so close to Bitcoin. So you got 3.92 into Bitcoin, 3.73 into Ethereum. I have a theory, just throwing it out there, that I think we're going to see Ethereum actually surpass Bitcoin as far as percent of growth, gains. I think part of that's going to be due to international contracts where we have for shipping, where we're using the smart contracts. People are working on this, and I've mentioned it before. Keep your eye on Ethereum for the mode of commerce for international shipping. I know people might say it's impossible, it'll always be the dollar. I get it, but the world's changing, and it's changing really, really fast, and I'll make a point as to why, or a few points as to why at the end. Now, 1.3 billion volume last 24 hours for Bitcoin. That's rocking. 680 million of that was on Binance. Grandma bought 153 million on Coinbase and 109 million on Kraken. So, boom, we got some serious volume. Since all the volume, or the most of it, is on Binance, that's where I like to go to look for sentiment based on longs and shorts. Shorts 39%, longs 60%. Boom. So the sentiment that I care about is positive. Beautiful upwards channel here on the daily. If we look, MACD is still negative on the daily, but on the weekly it's still positive. We're above the 200 moving average. Yes, this is a golden cross. So here is the 200 moving average in white, and then in green is the golden cross. The 50 moving average. So the 50 moving average just crossed over the 200 moving average, known as the golden cross. Now, people are saying already heading to 26K. I mean, I've heard that quite a lot. The last time we had a golden cross, if you look, it was about, I think, 180% or so that we pumped up. You can kind of measure that here. You can say, what did we do? You can say 200 or whatever. It depends on where you want to draw your lines. But basically, we had a pump, quite the pump, after the last golden cross. Now, will we do that again? Well, if we had an equal pump now, it would be around 26K. So, is that going to happen? We shall see. I don't know if we're going to pump that much. Maybe we'll pump more. But what I am sure of is that we're above the 200 moving average. We had a beautiful upwards channel. MACD is negative on the daily, but it's beginning. I think that tangent might even be heading towards positive today. Weekly is still positive. So let's see how this rolls. We're definitely in an upwards channel. We're definitely having some upwards momentum. We've got massive amounts of Tether rolling into Bitcoin. We have insane volume. So, will the golden cross, be our Lambo moment? Well, I'll tell you what, it's a positive moment. We'll see if it gets to 26K. I mean, eventually it will, right? I do believe that, and it will surpass that by quite a bit. Regardless, it's a good sign. Maybe, hell, if you look at this, so if we were to say, here is, let's look at this time frame, date range. So last time we had a golden cross, how long before it hit that high? About 68 days. So that's 2 months, right? So, I mean, could we see that in 2 months? Could Bitcoin be at 26K in 2 months? Hey, it's possible. Anything can happen. Definite positive sign, the golden cross. Let's see how it plays out. I'll be watching. You can just check back every day. All right, the 4-hour chart. Look at that beautiful upwards channel. Directional index is green. So, powerful. I mean, in general, the Bitcoin chart to me is very, very powerful. Although, when we look at the very, very short time frame, we can get a little bit, emotional at times. This is a 45-minute chart. Very, 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 very short time frame, I know. But what I like about this is we are once again above the 200 moving average. So when you're above the 200 moving average, spin the daily, the 4-hour, and the 45-minute chart, that's a wonderful thing. Super guppy. Indicator is now green. All the EMAs are green. Once again, you can see notified by this little golden, I shouldn't say golden, I mean green diamond. This looks like, now that I look at this a little closer, Doesn't that look like a reverse Bart Simpson? I think we've seen this kind of manipulation before. It's very, very common. So this is a reverse Bart Simpson as I look at it. And here, when we dumped, I look at it like this. We dumped here, you know, a good 3 or 4%, and we nuked all the longs. And then of course you come over here and you pump suddenly about 5% and you nuke all the shorts. I think honestly this is just common daily manipulation for Bitcoin. So big picture, zoom out, we're rocking this visit at the bottom of the channel. Who even cares, right? This very, very short time frame, hey, I was bothered. I hate to see the Bitcoin get below the 200 moving average on the short time frame, but we're above it again. But look, perfect Bart Simpson. Well, hey, we got a golden cross, we got a Bart Simpson that wiped out shorts and longs. It might be Lambo time. Anyway, I'm feeling positive. Why I think, in part, we're seeing such a, well, it's just time for the crypto market to pick up. I just wanted to mention very, very quickly, and I won't hold you up here. You know, we are seeing this amazing tether into Bitcoin, tether into Ethereum. Ethereum, like I say, I do believe we're going to see it as a mode of international commerce very, very soon. That big players are using is what I should specify. So, because the world's kind of crazy right now, look at this, for instance, corporations, big ones, doing incredibly stupid things, and also immoral and wrong things. So, absolutely unacceptable over here at Zero Hedge. Leaked blowing memo shows debris found in 737 max fuel tanks, and it later on defines what is debris. Well, rags, tools, metal shavings. Are you kidding? Can they do anything more horrible or wrong or stupid? Well, they're trying, so let's see what dumbass thing they do next. Not good for the market and not good for people and not moral. It makes people lose faith in our institutions and our corporations. And what we, you know, I don't want to fly on a 737. I probably never will again just because. Now, with that said, coronavirus, well, who knows, right? I don't know what's going to happen. I can't even follow it anymore. I'm exhausted by it. Some people think it's the end of the world. Some people think it's just a cold. I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I do follow some sources, but really, I just think it is a fool's errand to say you know what's going to happen. But what you can know is that it is affecting the international markets. It's affecting a lot of things, and supply chain is one of them. So, with that said, this is an article over at Zero Hedge, and it's simply just, you know, which supply chains are most at risk. They answer on one chart. This is a very good chart. I mean, auto manufacturers are stopping their manufacturing lines. You got lots of electronics that are not being built. It's already hitting Apple's earnings, and a lot of I've noticed some construction equipment companies that, you know, build them, manufacture them, are shutting down their lines, their manufacturing lines for some of their equipment. So look, this is affecting everything in every country. I mean, I think we're realizing, like, holy crap, you know, China has been a single point of failure in manufacturing and commerce for a long time. Maybe that's going to change. Maybe we're going to see a big global reorg now. All depends on how long this lasts and how much an effect it has. But what we can say for sure is the global markets are going to change. They already have and they already will. So, with that said, as we have fiat instability, global market instability, I am not surprised to see Tether rocking into Bitcoin. I am not surprised to see Tether rocking into Ethereum, which I think will be international commerce standard. I believe that. Doesn't matter if you do or not. I think we're going to see it to be way more of a player because of the smart contracts that it can use. Look at this volume, 1.3 billion. That's amazing. It's on Binance. Binance is definitely long right now. The daily is rocking a golden cross. Boom. Let's see what happens. I mean, hey, I'll settle for half of that. Just give me 100% gains. That works for me. With that said, the 4-hour chart, beautiful upwards channel. Look at this rocket which is launching. It's amazing. Positive directional index. And on the 45-minute chart, we have a reverse Bart Simpson that just wiped first the longs and now the shorts. So, I will see you tomorrow. As always, obstacles can't stop you. Weather can't stop you. Heartbreak can't stop you. Failure can't stop you. Only you can stop you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. I'm glad you're here for the peaceful revolution. It matters.